Mark, very good to see you. Today, we're going to talk about how to reduce taxes in your portfolio. A lot of us have probably heard about asset allocation before, but perhaps just as important is asset location, where you keep your assets in a tax advantaged account or a traditional brokerage account can significantly lower the tax bite in your portfolio. Let's start high level. Can you talk through the tax benefits of a traditional and a Roth IRA and how each has its own unique tax advantage?
Yeah, well, and thank you, Aaron. Good to see you again. So this is really interesting because there's a lot of talk about Roth IRAs, Roth conversions, those sorts of things. But
Yeah.
we have to step back and say, look, a traditional IRA still has merits. For some people that may be in a higher tax bracket today, deferring that tax may make sense. But ultimately, we have to do some forecasting and go, well, where do we think we're going to be when we need this money?
Mhm.
And ultimately, are we going to be in a lower tax bracket? Because obviously, we're putting it in at higher tax rates with no tax, taking it out at lower rates down the road. Now, again, that's what most people were taught to believe. But now we have the Roth. And we have to understand the benefits of the Roth because, again, if we're contributing to a Roth or a Roth 401k, there may be some advantages there where, yeah, okay, if I'm not in such a high tax bracket, or maybe I believe tax rates are going to be higher in the future, I'll pay the taxes now when we're at historically low tax rates to get the benefit when tax rates are higher when I take it out down the road.
Mhm.
Here's the issue though, for the people that are good savers, they will get penalized if they
Right.
defer too much money.
Right. Right. Which is a lot of us. A lot of us
Yeah.
contribute a lot of money to those tax deferred accounts. All right. The next strategy here would be tax loss harvesting. Can you walk us through how this works, please?
Yeah, so essentially, if we have a brokerage account, so that's our taxable bucket. What we want to look at is we before the end of the year, we want to kind of go through there, and it's like, yeah, as a farmer would do, we're kind of harvesting gains. So let's say we have a highly appreciated stock, it's gotten too big in our portfolio, so we're going to trim it back. We may not sell it all, but we're going to take some of those gains. But now we have to pay, we have potentially have to pay taxes on it. What we
Mm,
can look at is say, well, we got some stocks that are underperforming, they're at a loss. So maybe we want to sell some of those losers or part of them to offset that gain. That's called tax loss harvesting. So essentially, we come out with very little tax or no tax. But we have to remember that
mhm.
we can't just turn around and buy the stock again that we took the
Right.
gains in. We have to wait 30 days. That's the wash sale rule.
Right. Kind of advanced planning for that one.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's drill down into asset location. Dividends and other cash distributions are typically taxable in the year that you receive them. So to minimize your tax burden on dividends, consider where you hold your investments. What do we need to know?
Well, yeah, and this is critically important because if you think about it, like interest income and regular income or regular dividends are taxed as ordinary income, and we could be in a very high tax bracket, so that's not helping us. So we want to make sure that if we have brokerage accounts, we have qualified dividends being paid into those accounts because again, we're going to be in a much lower bracket, a much lower tax on those qualified dividends. So we really need to understand what's going on in those brokerage accounts and do that proper analysis.
Mhm. And then next, take advantage of long term capital gains tax rates. With very strategic and very, very proactive planning, there is a potential for a 0% tax rate. That's incredible.
Yeah, so this is interesting because a lot of people don't know this. They just think, hey, if I sell a stock, I'm going to pay 15% or maybe 20%. But we can see in these brackets, if you're a single filer, I mean, you could have a capital gain up to $48,350 and pay
Mhm.
no tax. If you're married, it goes up to $96,700. So we really need to take advantage of that, especially if we have a lot of money invested in these brokerage accounts or we have highly appreciated assets that we're looking to rebalance or re-diversify somewhere else.
Mhm. And Mark, are there any other strategies people should consider when it comes to reducing their overall tax burden?
Yeah, it's interesting because when we talk about tax planning, a lot of people really need to look at this. And I know a big hot button today is, hey, should I be doing Roth conversions?
Mhm.
And yeah, we believe that everybody should be opening that door, looking at the validity of a Roth conversion. But again, there's so many things that you need to look at. in this tax planning or creating a tax roadmap, you really need an advisor or somebody that's versed in the tax code to be able to help you
Right.
maneuver through all of that.
Mhm. You bring up a really good point. It's not about reducing your taxes in that filing year. It's about reducing the taxes you pay over your lifetime. So, Mark, I know this is something that you specialize in. If somebody would like to sit down with you, talk through these strategies and see if they can implement any of those strategies now, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, I mean, we'd love to sit down and chat with you. I mean, you can pick up the phone, give us a call, 303-681-0113, or you can go to our website, McGregorwealth.com. I have a link in there to my calendar, and we can easily set up either a phone call, Zoom call. And if you want, we can sit down across from our conference table and, really look at what your concerns are, what your questions are, and help you get those addressed.
Great. Mark, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Aaron.